Alright, so here is the mega cab. You guys remember the fender flares that were on it? Well, he took all that stuff off, and this truck again is still for sale. But no holes there. That's all solid. But what we're gonna do today is a mobile valve adjustment. We did bring the bike today, but told him I'd do this quick. He's doing my website for me, so I figure I'll come out. He's got the tools. He just rolled over 400,000. Looks like he's been using it. But we're gonna get the valve adjustment done today. It's been sitting. There she is. Should be a bunch of 10 mils, and yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. So everything you need to do a valve adjustment is right here. And I did bring, I'm pretty sure I threw it in the bottom. Yeah, there it is. Feeler gauges. So we're gonna do the exhaust at 20 thou and the intake at 10 thou. Did have to go grab a shorty. Generally I'd do this with the ratchet, with the electric ratchet, but unfortunately I do not have that today. Voila. So lift right off. As I was saying, lifts right off. Now I'm gonna attempt to do this without taking anything else off. So I was wrong when we got all that together. I did find my feeler gauges. Unfortunately, they're need a little help, so we're gonna spray them later. But we got our 10 and our 20. So you can see 3 and 4. So that means, well, sorry, 4. So we can do 3 right now. And it's actually a Torx head. So I'm gonna get that real quick. So I'll do that one. So we're gonna try to avoid this gasket as much as possible because that puts in a lot more extra work. There, we got everything within spec. I'm gonna grab this out before I forget about it. All right, we're gonna fire up just like that. Alright, I'll let him get it all warmed up, and like I said, we'll throw it back together so he can drive it. Alright, now we're gonna drive it real quick, make sure everything's good. I'll have to really... Valve adjustment's perfect though. I don't hear valves rattling. We are finally getting the kickstand shortened rather than buying this aftermarket junk. Nice. Whoever's setting up against here right now. Alright, so kickstand lowering is a lot nicer. I'm super happy with that actually. Dude did a really good job. And they're hollow, so there's a bolt in the inside, then welded the whole way around. Dude, that is solid. So now she don't fall over anymore. Do the lean angle on that. I like it. That was perfect. So before you guys in the comments, one, kickstand being shorter, he did a really good job, but I also fixed my headlight.
And I grabbed my bicycle.
So now I have the bottom headlight and correct high beams. It was backwards before. So that's fixed. Taking care of Josh's shit. Now he needs to charge my phone and I will start filming. Because somebody, yeah, that's kind of nice, but somebody decided to break the Sequoia. Not that side. That side. Oh yeah, wow. Wow, that's a lot of axle fluid there, my boy. Are we doing one side or both?
One side, I did the other already.
And your head will be back on Friday, so we're gonna throw the head on Josh's.
We're actually gonna straight pipe this thing. If you didn't notice, the exhaust fell off.
Yeah, we're gonna straight pipe the Koya.
We're gonna straight pipe the. Oh yeah, I can't just have one leaking vehicle. Like.
Wow, my boy.
Yeah, the neighbor said something.
Wow. All right, so Big Hawk Man is angry.
Am I angry?
Angry.
No, I'm not really
No,
angry.
but so the rotor was completely stuck on, and there's 2 bolts in there, so we didn't have a bolt. So this bolt here fit to get the rotor off. You know how you screw it in.
This car.
But Josh has to remove the e-brake to do all this.
A lot of shit.
Because Toyota's bad design. Like on the Dodge, I can do this in what, 20 minutes? Each side?
The rear axle seal.
Yeah, literally. Rear axle seal on a fucking Dodge is easy. But he's got to take all this e-brake bullshit off, and
I could probably just get it with the pry bar real quick.
I'm not getting dirty. This is all him. I'm just
You know
here
what?
I'm just here for the fucking
There you go.
like, these aren't going back on. Right there in the pile of gear oil. Yeah.
Have a flashlight.
Yeah, have
like on the right. Ooh, that did not work. Oh.
Alright, now, how many hours are we into this?
Like 2.
2 hours in just getting one axle out. Mind you, I didn't do anything.
You want to go sheets like this?
Yeah, so you need an axle seal. Where's the axle seal
This is
go?
the easy part.
Josh is like, I've done this a time or two.
I've done it once.
Don't hit your ABS sensor.
Bad call there. How the fuck do you come out again?
Yeah, it's almost like you said this is the easy part.
This is the easy part.
Oh.
I can't remember how I did it though.
Alright, well now that you got this, I'm gonna go home. There's about where we left off last night. It was the wrong seal. Josh now has the correct seal.
You saved me 2 Ubers, thank you very much.
I went and picked it up for him on the bike. Is that right?
Yeah, it's the right seal.
Okay, I was gonna say, I saw it getting loose. So I'm taking this, he's taking the coil. We're going out to Philadelphia for a meetup. I'd like to do some maintenance on this thing real quick before we go. I think my chain's a little loose. I just lubed it before we left, but we're about to make, I think it's like an 1.5 hour cruise. So I just already made the half-hour cruise. It was 2 hours total from my house, but I'm going down the turnpike today. He's gonna be behind me, and we'll see how the trip goes. I got a bunch of goodies on order for this as well. So the taillight's coming, the oil change. I got the filter today, or yesterday, but the oil should be here tomorrow. Let me know what you guys want me to do with this exhaust, because like this thing's kind of loud. I wouldn't mind throwing like a shorty muffler on that. All right, so I've been putting a shitload of miles on this thing. You guys can see I am up to, let's see here, 43,435 miles. So it was like, I've put quite a bit of miles on this thing. So we just got the chain put back up. This is in neutral, so I feel like that's a good, yeah, that's pretty good. So it was getting loose again. No kinks. You guys will see a little bit of slop side to side, and there's a little bit of play in that. Not sure if that's normal, but I also want to get a swing arm cover or a cover for that. So we're almost done. Josh is almost done. I'm not getting. You see how dirty? Look how clean I am. I don't do.
This car.
Where'd that come from? Look at my hand.
I did $6 worth of work on this.
Yeah, that was a $6 part. That's awesome.
Can you like thread properly? You fuck. You
Just
know what?
cross thread.
Other
Cross thread's
other
better
bolts
than.
it is first.
Cross thread's better than Loctite. So he's almost done. Bike's done. Ignore that. Bleed the brakes, and then we're gonna head out. It's about 1 hour and 45 minutes. I thought it was only 1.5 hours, but it's only 103 miles. So this thing's gonna get 206 miles put on it today.
I thought you were gonna say 206 miles to the gallon.
There was people that said I don't have time to ride my bike. Like, yeah, I think I got like 3.5 hours of riding in yesterday. We're gonna get 4 hours of riding in today.
4 hours.
Yeah, because it's 2 hours there, 2 hours. But actually, I'm gonna get more than 4 hours of riding.
4 hours.
Thor, and then we can skip the gym tonight because we're gonna do 2 gym sessions tonight. I brought the weighted vest.
We're not doing no 2 sessions. I ain't doing legs tonight.
Oh, we're doing legs tonight.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are. I gotta grow these sequoias.
You say fucking sequoias?
Sequoias. So we're finally done. You're just locking the wheel up. Imagine not being able to run that over. That's a good fucking block. There you go. Yeah, so we're finally done. We were supposed to be there by 12. It's 12:30 now, and it's another 1 hour and 45 minutes, and I'm gonna need gas. That was dumb. I don't know who's following who. He said he wants to do 80, so I can deal with 80.
I wanted to be there by like 7 p.m., but...
No, he said we have until 7 p.m. and then he has to go back to work. We weren't going to get there at 7 p.m. Fuck that. All right, well, let's go.
There's no pump there.
So we were getting gas. Oh, it's an older lady. We're getting gas. I was over there. There's another Suzuki over here, and then she just pulled in the middle of us and just kind of parked there.
You want to go deadlift her car over?
Yeah, go. 2 people have come in and been like, "What the fuck?" Bro, she's fucking. There's a spot right there. Oh man.
I'm surprised it's not a New York plate or Virginia.
No, that's a Pennsylvania plate. So we did end up making it. The speedo is way off. What'd I say? I saw like 152 on the speedo, so I think the GPS said like 124. Straight shot, turnpike the entire way. This bitch is loud. But we made it safely. God, I love sitting on a crotch rocket for 2 hours straight. Yeah. We're almost there. We're like 15 minutes away from home. So this video is going to be like all over the place. Liam, take your helmet off. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be lending Josh Otis because he needs it. Both his vehicles are broken, and we're going to be throwing his red truck back together hopefully next week once the head comes in with the new O-ringed head. And this basically going to be a bunch of updates on this. So the other day I went through and I sanded this whole thing down with Scotch-Brite, some brake clean, and made it look pretty. So I have new coolant on order because I found that the radiator is pretty low, and so is the reservoir. Could not find a radiator or reservoir to replace it with, but we're just going to use that for now. I noticed the hoses are new. What do you call it here should be on order. The cage should be on order. Once Otis sells, I'm going to be ordering all the new plastics. So I have the whole Nardo gray kit, including a tank cover coming, and that'll be on its way, which that means we're going to have to get rid of some of the gold. But I did just take the back tire off the other day, and I basically redid the entire chain and like cleaned it and whatnot. So you can see how oiled and greased it is. So what I did, was I pulled the whole thing off. I sprayed it down with brake cleaner, and I used a drill with the wire wheel to like clean off all the gunk from the outside, and like cleaned everything off. Then used soapy, Dawn dish soap and whatnot to clean everything, all of the surfaces. And then I slowly greased the entire thing with the chain lubricant and like walked it the whole way down. So the chain is extra greasy. I went and ordered the 6-inch extended chain guard, so that'll cover all of that and get rid of like the nasty coverage. We have coolant on the way, and I have exhaust header wrap on the way, and we have the new tail light at the house as well, so that's going to be replaced. But that's where this thing's headed at this point. Every now and again I get to learn some new things about these things. Apparently these suspensions, there is a way to set these up. That was a comment. So this thing obviously could be set up wrong right now. I don't know. It feels like they're both the same pitch front and back, but I found that apparently you can adjust this guy back here, and it's supposed to be adjusted per rider. So I'm gonna have to get on here, adjust this. There's supposed to be a certain preload and all the other bullshit, and then there's a little adjustment down here somewhere. Yeah, right there. So I have to adjust that. This, and then there's a certain distance this is supposed to be to here. So I'm gonna have to adjust all of that as well. So I appreciate you for that comment, because that's something I've never heard of on a bike. I didn't know that there was like a spec to do all that. But unfortunately, it sucks because I'm gonna set it up for me, and then every now and again, take my wife down to the store or something, or I always have Liam on the weekends, so he rides it on the weekends with me. But that's the update with that. So I will do all of that tomorrow, because it was like rainy and shitty today. Otherwise I'd do it today, but apparently you need a second person. And then the taillight, I'm gonna do this tomorrow as well. But she's coming together. We're getting everything taken care of. The brakes have been really, really good. So we got all that taken care of. But now if you guys want to hear a cold start on Otis, I'm gonna try to keep the bullshit to a minimal in this video. But see if Otis starts. It's been sitting for he's been sitting for about a week and a half. So Otis is still for sale. I need to get Otis gone because I really want to get this done, and that Nardo gray is going to be freaking fire, especially with some nice teal. We're probably going to do the wheels in a teal color. So Nardo gray with black and teal accents. I got a powder coat guy, so we're gonna do the pedals, or the rear sets. We're gonna get these done, and possibly the wheels, the calipers, and possibly, not right now, but down the road, probably get the shock covers, get those done in like a nice teal or black. I don't know yet. One's gonna be teal, one's gonna be black. I'm not sure yet. Oh, this is just for the guy that said that I ruined the trans cooler. I don't know about you, but that trans cooler looks fine to me. Other than that right there, but that came like that. Look at that. Trans cooler's fine. Apparently, as a mobile mechanic, it's a sin for me to work off of the tailgate, especially on my own stuff. So as I was saying with this video being all over the place, I'm finally replacing this taillight. This actually fell apart as I unscrewed it. And this is the new one right here. So they sent me the wrong plug. There was a few complaints on that. So all I'm gonna do is cut the old wiring. Let's see, I'm gonna undo this loom here, and I'm gonna cut the wiring and like match it all up. So, because the brake light on this never worked, and I'm wondering if that's because of, well, this coming off. That's that came off on my taillights on my truck too. But yeah, I'm gonna get that replaced, and tail's over there. So, and hopefully it works. So here's how we have it set up right now. Like I said, I'm setting this nice and soft in the grass because people will get offended. But we have all the 5-butt connectors on there, and then we have 5 wires sticking out here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn the key on, find ground, which I'm gonna assume it's black, but we're gonna find ground and regular running power for the running light. So we'll find those first. Then we're gonna figure out which one's the turn signal and which one's brake. I'm assuming brake, running, ground, and these two is turn signals, but could be wrong. That's where the multimeter comes in. Alright, so the tail light was not the problem, but needed replaced anyway, because you can see the lens and shit here. These two, white and red, both have 12-volt power with key on, even if you hit the brake. So that means there's a short among these two wires somewhere. So one of these is brake, one of these is running, and I don't know which one is which. So what we're gonna do is, obviously we know this one's ground, and then one of these is brake and one of these is running. I'm gonna assume the red one is brake, but I'm gonna do some digging quick and see if I can figure that out. All right, so I pulled everything out. I'm probably gonna get rid of this connector here because obviously, like you guys can see, there's no need for it. We can just have these straight in. So that's what we'll probably end up doing. I'm gonna figure out which one of these is turn signals. We also have 3 wires here, but this is supposed to be brake, running, and ground. And unfortunately, there's a short somewhere. So these are all tied up nice and neat out of the way, but let's start digging in here and figuring out what we can while everything's apart. So here's kind of where we're at. All right, so those 3 wires, these 3 were all ground. I verified that right off the battery. And then this one is a positive, so I can only assume this is for a license plate light. Obviously, your boy does not run a license plate light. If you guys know where I can get a cool tire cover, let me know, because flinging shit up here, this annoys me. I know I have the chain guard, that's coming, hopefully in like a week or 2. So that'll bolt right here, and then that. And it's a 6-inch extension. But I did see they sell a plastic cover, but that thing's like $200. It covers this and the chain, but it's not for a stretched unit. So I really don't know what to do there, but let me know if you guys know where I can get one of these tire covers, because that just annoys me that it flings everything. You can see all the rubber up here. Like, you know your boy does burnouts in this thing. So even though this is broken here, this is the straightest and tightest this thing has ever gone on. Yeah, this thing was loose as shit before, now it's all good. I'm gonna have to, I'll throw a couple more tightens in that, but other than that, it should. Alright, so everything works, minus the brake light. I'm not gonna fix that right now for some reason. I don't know what the deal is with it, but both have power. I also took the cushion out of this. I'm gonna get this reupholstered. You can see how that's damaged, and then the bullet holes kind of has something stripped in it, but that dropped it down probably a good 3 inches-ish. I'll show you guys. I know. I'm gonna, like I said, we'll get it reupholstered and make it nice, but I have cable ties underneath of it pulling this, so that's not gonna come off. I'll show you what the scoop is. Get rid of this, so you can see how big this is. And lower is better, so we probably dropped a good 2.5, 3 inches just by getting rid of that. I'm gonna throw this out. This thing's soaked in moisture. Alright, so I told y'all yesterday and today we are going to check these suspension tags. I have the rear up in the air so I can do the correct measurement from down here. I'm going to use a piece of tape as like a, you know, a nice sharp corner. We'll probably go to right about there. And we're going to be shooting for sag with just me on it. Generally, I think the spec was like in between 1.25 inches and 1.5 inches. So with me, without my backpack, I'm going to shoot for about 1.25 inches. So that way when I throw the backpack on and everything, I do want it on the 1.25 inch side as opposed to like, I'd rather it be lower because I do put Liam and sometimes my wife on the back. But we're going to use this tape line right here on the edge and we're going to measure that. I also need to get these locked up, but that's what we're going to do now. So we're going to do it fully extended, then with my sag, make sure that's good. And then we'll go to the front and then we'll start messing with preload once everything's all set and correctly. All right, so with just me, no stuff and whatnot, we're at 1.25 inches, just a smidgen. Okay, so 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches is what we were shooting for with the rear sag. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set the front sag, and I gotta get that so fully extended and then with rider, and then number with the forks. I gotta measure the forks. So from like the exposed section, we'll get that taken care of, and then we will start adjusting preload. All right, so we got the front and back in spec thanks to help with Liam. We have 3.5 on the front, which gives us about 1.5 inches of sag on the front and about 1.25 inches in the back. And then we got these guys dialed in on the presets. Same with down here, we got that dialed in. The only thing is we definitely need to get this front shock rebuilt eventually, sooner than later. Unfortunately, that's like $400, but that's gonna need done. And then chain looks good. I went and redid the whole chain, so it's covered in oil now. But once we get the cover on it, it'll definitely pop it off. And then we need to get the wheels powder coated eventually, get them nice teal. But I think this is pretty much going to kill it for this video. We are set up as much as I physically can for a rider my size, and then I left it on the tighter side so that way when Liam or my wife get on the back, you know, it doesn't drop it as crazy as it was. So the other thing too is this is going to be nice. I understand, like I said, we'll reupholster that, but in the meantime, I'm going to enjoy having a low seat. So still comfortable. That doesn't bother me at all. All right, we just rode it, especially with Liam. It rides good. Everything's good. No leaks. Suspension travel's good. Besides that front shock, we will get that taken care of. But yeah, definitely a new experience getting used to it being that low. See what you guys think. Like I said, a bunch of new parts will be coming, so you'll see that in another video. But let me know if you guys need any work. Gonna come out of retiring hopefully next week. And yeah, cpstevemiller.com. Look down in the description or go type it in. If you need any work, let me know. Central Pennsylvania or surrounding states.